So, what was the message I heard today? By the way, earlier I did if you haven't seen it yet, I did a video talking about myself a little bit, my journey and all that. So that's going to be up there now. But the message that I was given today, I definitely need to share. Because time is running out, right? Time never runs out. I hate that phrase. Why did I even say it? But so every year for the last probably 15 years on New Year's, aside from when my daughter was in the ICU, no, that's a lie. So every year I do a vision board, right? A manifest board, whatever you call it, dream board, whatever you call it. And I've always done that, aside from probably 2 times. I've always done that like on the 1st or the first week of January of the new year. And I did that because it was like how everybody does it. Like, that's when you do your vision board. That's when you start talking about what you want to create, co-create, manifest, draw to yourself, what you want to pray for, what you dream about. Like that, like, according to the calendar year, that's a great day to do it, right? In theory. So a couple of times over the past few days, this has come up, and I figured I need to talk about it, but I keep hearing like, don't wait till the 1st. And I'll tell you why, because I actually was saying why, and now I'm going to tell you why, because it's actually, the message is just going to come in while I'm talking, because that's how I operate, right? I always tell people, like, I'm just a person who knows stuff, and I'm just a person who tells you stuff, and I don't have any initials behind my name, so I have nothing to quantify all of that, but I get my information, right? And it's always right. Like, and by that I mean, like, oh, I'm not Karening it up, or I'm not Eliza this or that. It means that the message that comes through me is nothing that's created here. It's created like in my soul. It's something I hear. It's something I literally, it doesn't stop here. It just comes out. Okay. So all that said, when we get the focus on the 1st of the year to do A, B, and C, first of all, I am a non-drinker. I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in 2 years. And it's not because I was a drinker or I had problem with alcohol. It was because, it wasn't even because, right? We don't have to give a reason. I'm just a non-drinker. I choose not to drink. That's going to surprise a lot of people, because not because I drank a lot, but I always talked about like, oh, I need a drink after this day. I need this after, a bottle of this. The memes and the gifts that I put up were always like about alcohol, because people thought it was funny. I bet people on my social haven't even noticed that I don't put those up anymore, just because I don't drink, and therefore it's nothing that excites me, entertains me, or anything else anymore. All that said, many people do, and that's their choice. Whether a person consumes alcohol or not, it doesn't affect my life in any way. A couple of years ago, just real quick, I knew around the holidays that within a couple of weeks, my daughter would be getting off life support, getting out of the ICU, getting out of the rehabilitation hospital, and we were going home, and she was coming home with me. Is there room to consume a lemon drop martini at the end of the day? Of course there is. Do I choose to? I just don't. I don't. My daughter is to consume alcohol with her current conditions. Even a glass is what her team said, her surgical team said, would probably begin the end of life stuff. Now, she fought so hard to stay alive. Why would she do that, right? I just have no reason to have alcohol in my house. My grandkids are there. Like, I just have no reason to have it there. Again, that's not to place judgment on anybody else. All that said to say, 2 years of like being a non-drinker, but I have to think about the holidays coming up and what I'm going to say. So a lot of times people are like, I'm going to do my vision board on the 1st. and they wake up and their head is 6 sizes too big, right? And again, this is not coming from a place of judgment, so don't come for me. People do, like, I've been hungover on New Year's Day before in my life. You know, people do what they do on New Year's Eve. They do what they do on New Year's Day, Christmas. Like, who cares? Like, I mean, I care, but like, it's none of my business. But my point is this: you plan, you know, people plan to do their vision boards on January 1st. First of all, your brain is not working at full capacity because your body, your physical body, is trying to recover from the night before, or, you know, just a few hours before, right? So I would never recommend to do a vision board on January 1st. Anyway, the other thing is this. Many people, including myself in the past, have a habit of doing their holiday shopping, even like the groceries and you know, the candies to have out, and the decorations for the tree, the wrapping paper, and then the gifts. And I'm going to even bring that back to like Thanksgiving. You know, they're putting all this money out for a meal or to travel or whatever this is. And they're doing it on credit cards. Now, I have nothing against credit cards. I don't use them, but I have nothing against them, right? And that's a conversation for another day. So come the first couple of weeks of January, the last thing anybody is thinking about is how high vibing they are, and how, I shouldn't say the last thing anybody's thinking about, that's projecting, but oftentimes people are not in a space of like, I want to create this for myself, I desire this, my success is this, my goals are this. They're thinking, the only thing I want to do is make these credit card damn payments before somebody comes and takes my firstborn child. And so, and this is just being shown to me. I'm someone who always did the vision boards in January. And so I'm not saying put it off. I'm saying do it sooner. Okay? So my goal that I'm setting for myself, and feel free to duplicate this goal, would be to have it done before I'm feeling the pressure of Christmas. Now, we should not feel the pressure of Christmas. That shouldn't even be a phrase, but it is. Let's not talk about it right now. So what I'm hearing and what I'm understanding and what I'm supposed to be telling you is, I'm so sorry, I'm trying not to cough. When I get going, like, I just start coughing, and I apologize. But what I'm telling you is, don't put off your vision board. I think the time to dream and create our success is now. Start now. So start cutting those pictures out of the magazines. If you do it online, start your vision board online. We don't have to go with the crowd, okay? We don't have to do it on the first. We don't have to do it within the first 2 weeks of the year. Because guess what? We can co-create and manifest and create all year long. The vision board just gives us something to look at, or the dream board, or however you put your name for what it is you do. Whether you do it on your phone or you do it, like I like to do it in my hands. I like to cut the things out. I like to glue them on. I like to tape them on, whatever. Start now. Even if you add to it in January, what I'm hearing and what I'm supposed to be sharing with you is, why wait until the calendar says, okay, it's time? You know, it's like, why wait to fall in love with your partner till February 14th, right? Never mind the calendar. I'm going to be talking more about this later, but screw the calendar. Like, never mind the calendar, and start creating what you want 2025 to look like. And you want it to start when 2025 starts. You don't want to like feel out how the first few weeks are going, and the credit card bills are coming, and the electric bill needs to be paid, and probably that went up, and all the things, and we're getting into that fear of lack, or even that lack vibration. That is not a place to create your future successes from, okay? And it's all mindset, right? It's all in there. So in closing, I just want to say, your wishes and your dreams and your manifestation and your co-creation and law of attraction, all the things that you're drawing to you, and in using your vision board, maybe you don't use one, maybe you journal it, maybe you write it down, maybe you pray it, maybe you say it, like pray it or say it. But think about this, like just canoodle this for a second. Creating your vision board and what you want your 2025 to look like needs to happen now, because guess what? You're already 2 weeks behind if you wait till the middle of January. Yeah. That feels really good. And I'm glad that I received this message and I was able to share it. Probably some of you may not be hearing this for the first time, but it's the first time you're hearing it from me, because I was the person who was doing them like the first couple of weeks of January. Like I was holding workshops either on Zoom or in person. And like now what I'm getting is an altered thinking, I guess. And like, it doesn't have to be the first week in January. Start today. Okay. My gut says, because I got this message today, that a lot of you are going to try it. And even if you only start, that's you putting your energy as to how your next year is going to look like. Don't wait until you've got credit card bills and, you know, you're fighting with Granny because, you know, she told everybody to get a $10 present and you didn't hear that and you bought a $50 gift. Like, whatever that is, like, that's not a good place to be creating your next year. Now is, okay? Don't tell me you can't think about it now, because you got to think about the holidays. Because the whole goal about the holidays, you got to think about this person first, okay? All right, I got to go. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.